I guess the first video blog with me not driving. Really don't have much to do this Monday morning. I feel satisfied. I got friends in high places, and I did what local police couldn't do in 10 minutes. Recover a stolen iPhone. um, it's cool this morning. Really hadn't got to enjoy summer. Do vacation. Had some, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Some things hindering me. Hindering my freedom of movement, military speaking. I'm going to just do a short video block. Military, you have strategy, which is the big concept. That's what you want to accomplish and do. But it's the biggest part, but it's actually the smallest part of the military operation. In the big circle of strategy, you have a middle circle of operations. That's bigger than the strategy part. The operations that entails troop movement, logistics, pretty much everything. Feeding your like I said, troop movement, logistics, number of personnel, what your intentions are for the either offensive operation or defensive operation to achieve an outcome of victory. And then in that middle circle of operations, you have a small circle, and that's tactics. That's how you go about doing your operations. That's basically how you win the conflict. Tactics are the smallest of the three, but they're the most important of the three because they're the decisive factor. If you use proper tactics, you can beat numerically superior odds any day of the week. The best tactics are freedom of movement. That allows you to, if a gap in your defense is penetrated, that allows you to move personnel over to stem that gap, and then usually you counterattack. That's a rule. You stem a gap and immediately counterattack. Tactics, like I said, are the least of the three, but the most of the three, because they decide the final outcome of the conflict and the situation. And the tactics involve operations. You know, your operations, you have to have communication. That's a number one. That's number one in operations is communications, which leads down to a tactical level, which means you want all your sub-commanders, their NCOs and troops knowing what to do, where to go, and what time to do it. And they need to be flexible enough to do it on one line of a communications notice. So, in order to achieve your strategic goal, which that could be many things, like taking over a country, winning a war, any type of military conflict, your strategic goal is to conquer the enemy, our country, and the strategy to go about conquering them, winning the conflict, and then how you're gonna maintain the defeated country after the conflict's won. That's strategy. Operations, yet again, that's the middle circle. Really doesn't have nothing to do with strategy. It has to do with conducting warfare. And like I said, number one part of operations is communication. You don't want your own troops firing on each other for lack of communication, which happens often. Um, Operations involve officers taking their own initiative and moving at will if they see a weak spot without going up the chain of command and taking an hour and wasting that opportunity. That's part of operations in military usage. And tactics also involve lower ranking officers being initiative and intelligent and taking the opportunity when they see it and they think they can take it to strike. And strike hard and strike fast. So wars aren't simple like firing an M16 inaccurately and wasting rounds, which I saw a lot of in Iraq. Young Army kids and National Guard kids. I really, I don't know. I thought that was ridiculous. That's why I ate with colonels when I did it at DFACs, Data facilities. There's a lot more to war than just shooting an M16 inaccurately and wasting ammo. You gotta have those forward troops provided with ammunition enough to fight 24 hours a day on a continuous basis for an undetermined amount of time. You have to have them supply with ammo, MREs, other vital stuff. Communication lines kept open. You have a middle ground of your forward fighting troops. That's your operational reserve units. And that's if you're getting overrun, that goes into operations. If you're getting overrun, you have operational reserve units that you can employ and strengthen a weakness in your defense. Then you have the rear echelon. That's where the high command sits. And lately, American high command sits at the back. That's why I like the German army in World War II. Their generals actually were up front leading the battle, going to tactical level. Their generals were on tactical level, giving orders directly on the battlefield, minute by minute, second by second. That's why the Germans had a 20-to-1 kill ratio over the Russians on the Eastern Front and a 14-to-1 kill ratio over the Allies, the US and UK and France on the Western Front. Their problem was they had poor leadership from Adolf Hitler, not listening to his generals, sandwiching them in a two-front war, and not having enough manpower or resources to fight a two-front war. I view arguments with businesses or local public places basically as wars, and I conduct them as operations. I set a plan, I set tactics to use, and I set that in motion, and I apply pretty much any conflict I have with a private business or public unit as I would military-wise. I first draw up an operations plan in my mind, and then I think what tactics I'm going to use. So, like I said, people at home, even people in the military, if they're not officer level or above, don't even understand the whole concept of warfare and fighting conflicts. So I guess I made a warfare video blog today, but you can apply those methods of strategy, operations, and tactics pretty much to anything you do in life. If you want to hook up and meet a girl, you can use operations and tactics and strategy. Your strategy is, I want to hook up with this girl at the bar. Your operations is, I'm going to open up a line of communication with her and sitting there. Your tactics are, hey, can I buy you a drink? She says yes. Say, I'm buying you a drink, just talk to you for 15 minutes. So if you want another one, that gives me 30 minutes of talking to you. If you want another one, well, that's 45 minutes I get to talk to you and meet you. And if you get to a fourth, well, I get probably an hour and a half talking to you and getting to meet you. You don't find girls like that around here, but other places, that usually works pretty well. It's Monday, I think June 29th. So, it's been my only video blog for today. It's a lot faster than writing. And, I don't know, I got some things to do. I'm really not busy as far as having to do errands like I normally do, but I'm going to do some household stuff, basically some computer stuff as far as iTunes, recovering music and stuff, because like I said, my laptop crashed. But I guess I'm going to wrap it up. I hope all you have a great Monday morning. You sure look fine, as Fleetwood Mac would sing. And a super fast and productive week ahead. And I hope you all have a safe and happy Independence Day holiday. I salute you all. I'm signing off.